Good morning, everybody. Today is February 21st, Friday, 2020. So happy Friday to everybody. And this is your quick update about the stock market. But before I do that, I'd just like to say something about the current political situation in the country. Since yesterday, American media started to massage and shuffle down our throats that the Russians are again trying to elect Trump. And if you don't know, I am Russian. I'm from Moscow, Russia. I've been in this country for 20-something years, but originally I'm from Moscow, Russia, and frankly, I know Russians pretty well. I know Russians in America and in Russia, and I know a lot of software programmers, aka how the American media wants to call them, Russian hackers. But these guys are actually, and girls too, they actually develop very good software, and some of them actually started companies like Google, like WhatsApp, like PayPal. They all had Russian founders. So all founders from the former Soviet Union, which is, a lot of them were still kind of Russians, maybe Ukrainians. But the point is that it's very unpleasant to wake up every day and see how American media is trying to boost their ratings and try to, increase their sales and increase their audience by trying to create an environment of hate, of I would say hatred, and kind of like create all kinds of negative feelings of anger, of frustration, of kind of like create an image of the enemy out of Russian people. And they think it's okay, and the reason is that see, if they try to do this with China, for example, people will immediately start to call them racist and say, hey, how dare you, and blah blah blah. And so they don't dare to do that. But if you look at how they treat Russians, oh my God, they call the Russians a nightmare. They call them they call us enemies and all kinds of motherfuckers, and it's basically disgusting to watch and read. But since Russians are white, then it's okay, because you cannot if you try to say something bad about white people, you're not a racist. You are just a normal good American, and we will see how the election will play out. But I guarantee you that there's around 3 million Americans, 3 million Russians live in America, and guess what? After all this negative campaign against Russians, I would say that majority of them will vote for Trump, just to pay back for all the negativity and all the dirt and lies and anger that was projected on these people during the campaign. People forget to realize that there's 3 million Russian voters, or Russian-speaking voters, or actually 4 million Russian voters that live in America and have the voice. And I bet you that it's not going to be in favor of whoever is trying to blame Russia and American shortcomings or American decisions and whatever. So, but that's basically my short, look at the political situation that suddenly starts to accelerate with huge anti-Russian sentiment, and it's my reaction to what's going on in the country. So, but let's get back to the market. The market is on sale. When I was leaving the house, the market was minus 300 points. I put a bunch of orders for DIA, which is an ETF that matches Dow Jones Industrial Average Index, and its ticker is David Iron Apple. Right now, I think it's trading at around $291 per share. So I don't buy the shares, I buy the stock options, or ETF options on the security, and currently I'm buying calls for next Friday. So I'm betting that that Dow Jones will bounce back, and right now it's cheap, so the calls you could buy them at a huge discount, like 30, 40, 50%. So if the situation with coronavirus gets out of control, obviously we have a chance that the market might take it kind of negatively and get some more pressure from sellers, and we might go down more. But I have a feeling that it's been a while already since coronavirus was discovered and kind of like massaged in the media with a lot of negativity, just like Russians, by the way. So, but it looks like the number of deaths and number of infected people is not growing exponentially. It's getting more kind of under control, and we see that actually quite a bit of people recover with their own immune system, be able to beat this virus. So maybe it's not as bad as as it seems, but it's obviously much worse than a regular flu, because I just read an article saying that there's a 20 times more chance that you could die from coronavirus versus the regular flu. But it all depends from God, from your immune system, and maybe from your luck, because anything could happen. And if you die from this thing, I guess that was your destiny or something. But the main thing is that, yes, people are scared, people are not buying as much, and some companies will suffer, their sales will suffer, like Apple's sales, but I think the economy is still in pretty good shape. So if you want to know what to buy in the stock market, please go to my website 2stx.com. that will take you directly to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run my app on your iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV, and it will give you advice what to buy among 5,500 stocks actively traded on the stock market. The advice is updated daily. Thank you for your time, and good luck trading.